once again, comic fans all across America, Canada, and beyond. This is John the Bear Berry here for a special Metro After Hours, and my guests tonight, as they have been all night long on this very special Webs Day. That's right, I said Webs Day, not Wednesday. It's Webs Day because we have with us Dave Kellett from the web strip Sheldon and David Malki from the web strip Wondermark. So, gentlemen, how are you doing?
Good.
Great. Good to see you. And thank you both for coming into the store.
It's our pleasure, man. Sure. It's a great store, and glad to come out.
Thank you. So I was wondering, basically, how you both decided to get started in the whole web strip process.
I think for both of us, the web put up opportunities to, or gave us opportunities to put stuff up quickly, easily. It's a very low sort of cost to start. It's almost zero, and it's a unique way to do comics in that you are in control. There's no publisher, there's no editor, there's no distributor, there's no syndicate. So it's you directly dealing and talking with your audience. So
yeah, and it really helps because when you deal directly with your audience, you can have an immediacy that you can't always get when you work with a publisher, and you can also you can sell products directly to them, and you know if you don't have to sell many to make it sustainable.
Mm-hmm. Right. And as far as that goes, what online web strips do you guys enjoy besides obviously each other's?
Well, there's a lot of great ones out there, and the cool thing about the web as well is that there's such a diversity of them. So you can have all sorts of different strips that go from very traditional newspaper type comic strips like PvP or like even Penny Arcade just in the format, and then you can have much more ambitious stuff like Dresden Kodak, which is a strip that has these large, gorgeous, sumptuous paintings that can tackle strange concepts and with a depth of artistic expression that you would never see in a newspaper or even very rarely in a comic book.
Yeah. And what would you say? What web strips do you follow right now?
Well, even better than what I follow, I think a really good representation of the breadth and the width of webcomics can be found on the right-hand side of a website called Fleen, Fleen. And wouldn't you agree? Like it's representative of the best webcomics out there. Like David was saying, styles ranging from long-form story-driven webcomics to gag-a-days to people that are really innovating with how you use the strip in terms of style and format.
Absolutely.
And so that's, I think, is even better than my favorites. I think the strips listed on Fleen.com are a great start for people not familiar with webcomics.
Yeah, it's a real comprehensive overview. There's probably, 30 or 40 listed.
Yeah, it's a great head start.
If you click through those, you'll realize here's all the different potential that the web has to offer.
And again, it's Flee,
two E's, N.com. And like I said, it's everything from the history-based comics of Kate Beaton's Hark a Vagrant to the gaming comics of Penny Arcade to really you name it, and it's on. Right. It's a really good jumping-off point for the best 40 or 50 web comics out there.
Wow. And I was wondering, for those people out there that say aren't familiar with Wondermark and aren't familiar with Sheldon. Wondermark, how would you best describe it, David?
Yeah, Wondermark is a gag strip that's created entirely from 19th century woodcuts. So all the comics, and I'll show you a sample here, they look like they could be something from the 19th century, something from the Victorian era, and that's because all the strips are made with a collage method. So I've got a collection of books from the 1800s, and when I scan the images, I'll take them apart and then put them back together and use them as building blocks to make them into comics.
It's just really, I mean, if I could say, just pure genius. I just really enjoy your stuff.
Thanks very
Fantastic
much.
Stuff.
Yeah, it's just really amazing stuff. If you're not familiar with Wondermark, like we went ahead and we gave you the website, please check it out at wondermark.com. As well
and worth mentioning, I think also nominated for
Beards of Our Forefathers, which was my first collection from Dark Horse Books, nominated for an Eisner last year for Best Humorous Publication. So,
and I think the next one will probably be nominated this year, this week. Knock on wood. We'll see.
We'll see how it goes.
Anyway, great stuff.
And for those that aren't familiar with Sheldon, at www.sheldoncomics.com, how would you introduce those particular characters to those who aren't familiar with them?
Well, the most unique thing about Sheldon probably is the format. It's made using a collage method of 19th century woodcuts, and so what it does is it ends up looking kind of like this, and it's really no. I'm sorry, this is Dave.
Wow, that is just wow.
No,
Coincidental.
Sheldon is drawn sort of.
I thought I was unique.
Just head in the eye.
There goes the sheer genius of this man.
The Sheldon is drawn sort of in the traditional style of American Canadian newspapers, and kind of sort of is in the tradition of a Calvin and Hobbes-esque type strip, but a little bit nerdier, geekier kind of humor. And it follows the adventures of a 10-year-old boy who's being raised by his grandfather, and sort of his menagerie of pets. It's his duck, the duck who's raising a lizard, and his pet pug Oso. So my summary description of it is always terrible because the family unit in itself doesn't make sense, but that's the core of it.
It's a great all-ages strip, and also if everyone in your family is a geek, then they're all going to read it, and they're all going to love it and share it with each other.
Yeah, and that's sort of the goal. Is I try to write it for adults, but enough so that kids can read it without anybody worrying about it. So it's all ages.
I actually got into Sheldon a while back, and then I noticed that you had bookmark different other web strips on your site, and I believe it linked up to Wondermark at one point.
That
So
was
that's
probably
how
an
I
accident. Yeah.
discovered it is.
I hacked into it.
I'm sure that was an error.
Anyway, it's a pleasure having both of you gentlemen in the store tonight.
That was awesome.
And
Thank
we
you.
wish you all the best.
Thank you
David,
so much, John.
thanks for coming.
Appreciate
Thank you very much.
Oh, well,
Dave,
look at
we
that.
can do the double
Hey,
handshake.
double
Hey.
handshake.
That's
Now
right.
we're getting serious.
We're
folks.
now in the club, I think. We're married in Alabama. I think is what just happened.
Pretty much. Anyway, guys, that's it for this time, and we'll see you next time on Metro After Hours. Take care.